Welcome to Cougnation. Tonight we recap highlights and results across Cougar athletics.
We'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at an indoor Cougar track meet.
And Marcus Capers joins us in the studio for an exclusive interview. All that and more here on Cougnation.
The end is never the end.
Touchdown, Washington State.
A test no man could be prepared for. A new hell he must conquer and destroy. A new level of growth he must confront himself. The machine and the ghost within.
It is, in fact, Anderson. Anderson able to hold on for the victory.
I'm Marissa Huff.
And I'm Reid Murphy. Welcome to the premiere episode of Cougnation, the all-new sports show that is all Coug, all the time.
Haley Anderson and Shelby Lucchini each won 2 events to help the Cougar swim team win 7 events against Idaho. Haley Anderson placed first in the 1,000-meter freestyle with a time of 10 minutes and 38.84 seconds, and the first in the 500 freestyle with a time of 5 minutes and 11.92 seconds. Shelby Lucchini won the 200-meter fly with a time of 2 minutes and 7.17 seconds. Lucchini also won the 200-meter individual medley with a time of 2 minutes and 8.36 seconds. Idaho won the overall meet by 25 points. Their dive program contributed 32 points to their final score, whereas WSU does not sponsor a dive team.
Cougar basketball welcomed the Southern California schools to Beasley Coliseum. The saucy Aussie Brock Modem led the Cougars to a 7-point victory over USC. Modem ended the game with 26 points on 82% shooting. However, Modem's 25 points against UCLA just wasn't enough, and the Cougars fell to the Bruins in a 63-60 loss. The Cougs came out strong in the first half with a 3-pointer 28 seconds into the game. Modem scored 19 points in the first half, but fell silent in the second, only picking up 6 more points by the end. UCLA's big man, Josh Smith, worked hard in the paint to seal the deal against the Cougs. And to talk with us more about the game and Cougar basketball is senior guard Marcus Capers. So first off, we wanted to get to this question first, kind of get out of the way. Faisal Aiden and his injury, he suffered that ACL tear. How is that affecting the team dynamic as you guys go forward throughout the rest of the season?
I feel like it's just a chance. First of all, you hate to lose a player like that. He's a great scorer. But it's just giving, the younger players, as far as the Devontae, stepping up, in the role, pretty much, having to grow up, on the court. And Michael Ladd, he just came off. So him jumping into more of the action, just probably just the guards being more sound with the ball. You're losing a lot of points. So we got to look at every possession, and take advantage, anytime we can step forward with that. Speaking
of some of the younger guys stepping up, how has that role been for you, playing the leadership role? Like, has it been like a big brother?
Yeah, I'm more so the big brother of the team. I'm the big brother of the team. Abe Lodwick is the grandpa. And I'll say Michael Ladd, he's another captain. We call him like the OG. But I'm just a dude everyone comes to talk to. I'm serious when I need to be, but if I don't have to be, I try to stay away from being serious at all, because, in the locker room, a lot of kids, go through stuff, being away from home. So I'm just here to let everybody, coast through it, probably go out to eat, go to a movie or something.
So you would consider yourself the joker of the team?
Yes, me and probably Reggie. Reggie's more so the little brother of the team. So I try to, keep everybody smiling in the locker room.
It always helps with the dynamic. So you're a senior now. You spent all 4 years here, which is fantastic, not leaving for draft or overseas like some people. How have the last 4 years playing here been for you? I mean, you were here when Bennett was here, the transition to Bone. How do you think, looking back on it?
Looking back, it was always a blessing, because I came here off Taylor giving me his scholarship. And, my freshman year, I was more so to myself, and when Tony left, I became more of a team guy, and I feel like I've grown a lot.
Well, last off, as a senior, where are you going next year after you graduate?
I'm gonna try to play basketball somewhere. I'm a decent player, so I feel like I'll be able to do that somewhere. And after that, probably get into coaching, because I like helping kids out and talking to them.
Well, thanks for coming on. Marcus Capers, everyone. Be sure to check him out on the court.
Yep.
The Cougars faced the Southern California schools without Faisal Aiden. The senior from San Diego tore his ACL before halftime against Arizona. Aiden ended his career on a high note after leading the Cougars against the top-ranked Stanford and Cal. He scored 33 points against Stanford, the most points a Cougar has scored since 1993 against the Cardinal. He was the second Cougar this season to be Pac-12 Player of the Week and was named the U.S. Basketball Writers Association's Oscar Robertson National Player of the Week. All of us at Cougnation send our support and thanks to Aiden for his exciting career here at WSU.
Cougar track and field had a great weekend in Moscow, placing first in 4 men's events at the 36th annual Vandal Indoor Open. Triple jump champion Stephen Scott Ellis, a junior from Tacoma, won the 200-meter dash with a time of 21.74 seconds. He also won the 60-meter dash with his lifetime best of 7.05 seconds. Richard Schroy, a sophomore from Carson City, Nevada, won the mile with the personal best of 4 minutes and 19.82 seconds. Sophomore from Redmond, Washington, Mac Young was milliseconds behind him with his own personal best of 4 minutes and 20.36 seconds. Freshman Eric Walden from Newport, Washington, won the 60-meter hurdles with a time of 8.20 seconds, a time that was 6 milliseconds shy of his personal best set the day before. Field reporter Teresa Winterstein was able to go behind the scenes at the Kibbe Dome and catch up with distance runner Andrew Kimple, who is entering the track and field season after placing nationally for cross country as well. Teresa?
There's a lot of excitement surrounding WSU track and field. With top performers in all events, this looks to be an exciting season for the Cougars.
A definite standout from WSU is senior Joe Bartlett, whose shot put ability shamed the competition. Bartlett placed first and shot a lifetime best with a final distance of 17.68 meters. Not competing that night, but another star for the Cougs is Andrew Kimple. The junior from Spokane runs distance, has multiple Pac-10 academic honorable mentions, and finds indoor season a great warm-up for all of 2012.
The indoor season, I'm seeing it just kind of as like a build-up, you know, coming after cross-country season. We kind of use indoor as a kind of a build-up into outdoor, and then we really take off from there with the speed work.
Overall, the Vandal Indoor was a good meet for WSU. Both men and women's competitors managed first-place wins, and several Cougs set personal bests. The NCAA indoor season wraps up in early March with championships held in Boise. Outdoor season kicks off in Spokane and will finish up in early June.
Best of luck to all our Cougar athletes this season. For Cougnation, I'm Teresa Winterstein.
The men's hockey club closed out their 2011-2012 season with a record of 6-12-2. Hockey won 2 thrilling games versus Eastern Washington, with both teams literally fighting till the end after Eastern tied it up in the 3rd period. But the Cougs fought back and scored with the winning goal with 40 seconds left to play. Unfortunately, the boys didn't see the same outcome in Idaho and did not qualify for the Pac-8 tournament. With the official season over, the team is looking forward to a bright future after finishing with a much improved record in comparison to previous years. Team president Scott Dara says that with only 2 players leaving the team, he is looking forward to the next few seasons.
Great news indeed. With Leach's recruiting class, we asked you as Cougar fans what you thought of the incoming class. Do they leave more to be wanted? Or are we finally going to break out of the Cougar curse? Our opinion analysts Robin and Adam took on these questions and more in this week's editorial segment.
Thanks, Reid. I'm Adam Loewy.
And I'm Robin Ditch, and welcome to the first installment of the Cougnation opinion segment. Our first topic is the highly debated first recruiting class of football head coach Mike Leach. What do you think, Adam?
I think so far Mike Leach has done an excellent job. He's only had a month and a half to work with on the recruiting schedule, and he's had to hire coaches, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinators, only in a month and a half time span. Also, all the offensive linemen were Paul Wolf's recruits. He had no part in that.
See, that's the problem. We lost recruits because of that. We had Jose Villanueva, probably our best offensive lineman recruitment, and he was 6'7", 300-plus pounds. And all those, they just sound like excuses right now. We're 53rd in the nation in recruiting class, bottom of the Pac-12, like, I expected way more.
You got to remember, he's only had a month and a half. You have to build relationships when it comes to recruiting. It's not something that just happens overnight. It takes years and years. Look at all the good powerhouse programs. They've been recruiting since freshman year, sophomore year in high school. It takes a lot of time.
But we lost recruits like Cedric Dozier, who was a sure-in at Wazoo, and we also UW had the recruiting class of top 25 with #1 safety Shaq Thompson, one of the best safeties they've seen in a long time.
Mike Leach is looking for a guy that really fits his program the best. He's not looking for all those 5 stars that are out there and try to get like all those guys together. He's looking for a team that will fit his role the best. He's not even looking in Texas or across the state yet. He's looking at Washington and Southern California mostly to recruit.
But don't you think he should have been ready? Don't you think he should have been ready for what he was getting himself into? I feel that I'm just a little disappointed in his recruiting class. I thought with all this talk that he could do something different this year, and it just seems like the same old recruiting class we get every year.
Well, that may be true. Next topic. Do you think that Mike Leach is overhyped?
I think he's a little overhyped. I mean, everyone talks about him all the time like he's a celebrity already. Hasn't even coached a game yet. And they think he's the savior to our football program already. And yeah, he was great at Texas Tech. I'll give you that. His resume speaks for itself.
At Texas Tech, he had 66% winning percentage. He went to 10 bowl games in 10 seasons. He won 5 of those bowl games, including the Gator Bowl. Washington State University has gone 9-40 since 2008. They're just looking for one 6-win season. They haven't had that in a long time.
But that's the problem.
And Mike Leach can help them get to that goal.
That's the problem. Everyone is thinking Texas Tech, but we're Wazoo. I mean, you gotta remember, the realistic goal is if we even win 6 games. If we win 6 games with this roster.
But Mike Leach at Texas Tech was one of the best coaches that they've ever had, and honestly, his winning record shows it right there too.
I mean, you never know. You just never know. But speaking of disappointing seasons, Adam, what do you think of our next topic? What are we missing in this WSU basketball program this year?
Wazoo basketball has had way too much inconsistency over this course of this season. They're 2-6 on the road. They lost to UC Cal Riverside. Horrible loss. Yeah. Lost by 1 point to them. Aiden has also, with Aiden's injury, that has not helped. 14.5 points a game he has been averaging on the season. He averaged 28.5, though, over the Cal and Stanford games at home. He had an incredible week then.
See, this is where we disagree on what the problem is this year. I think it's our team. We're missing a lot of pieces on this team. We lost Clay last season. That's huge. We don't have that guy who can dominate the ball every time now, and also not only just missing a scorer, we're also missing a big man.
But we have Modem and Lodwick who have really stepped that up. Modem's been scoring 20, 30-plus points a game over the last couple games.
Like, he can drive, he can shoot, so can Abe, but the thing we're missing is defending. We don't have a body down there. Look at Josh Smith last game, just tore us up at the end because we couldn't put a body on him. Modem and Abe are both skinny guys. I mean, Josh Smith is 6'10", 320-plus pounds. We just need a guy like that. Like next year, Richard Peters coming in with this recruiting class. I just cannot wait until next season.
Casto has definitely been missed this season, no doubt about it.
A huge missing piece. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for this week. Make sure to mention us when you tweet your opinions at Wazoo Cougnation. We want to know what you think. But for now, it's back to the desk with Marissa.
Good night, Canada. You will always be second best to the United States.
Thank you, Robin. Well, that's all we have for this week on Cougnation. Make sure to tune in Monday, February 27th for a brand new episode and the recent highlights and news on your favorite Cougar teams.
And if you can't get enough Cougnation in between episodes, go check out our Facebook page and follow our Twitter account at WSU Cougnation.
Thanks again for joining us. I'm Marissa Huff.
And I'm Reid Murphy. Good night and go Cougs.